What doth it do, ladies, lords, witches, and warlocks, and any other creature and or cryptid you might identify as? Welcome to fuck in. Welcome into another wacky Wednesday. What do we do on Wednesday? Well, you know, I gotta tell you all a secret. It's a little bit of a secret. You know, I've got some faults as a man. As a being, you know what I mean? Not even a man, just as a fucking human being, just you know, just me in general. I got some motherfucking faults, and one of those things is that I can't read, and we're working on that slowly but surely. Every Wednesday, we are working on coming here, reading out loud, putting ourselves out there, and really trying our best. That's really what we're trying to do. And you know, I got to admit something. I've been a little bit of a grumpy motherfucker today. I know what you're saying. Well, Munstie, aren't you grumpy every day? Yes, motherfucker, I am. But today I've been a little bit extra grumpy. Excuse me. I play a little bit of AA Rams, and if you play AA Rams, you know this code. You know the code of honor. Okay? If we all get in the middle and we start fucking popping our flashes and busting fucking throwing that ass in a circle, aka dancing, that is an accord. That is an honorable accord until the minion wave hits us in the motherfucking middle. We dance and we enjoy each other's company as gamers and whatever. Anyway, long story short, there was a motherfucker on the other team. He started dancing at first. They were all dancing. We were chilling. We popped our flashes. We were all just fucking having a good time. Gentlemen's accord, ladies' accord, whatever it may be, knights of honor and mirth and girth. We were having a good time. And then this motherfucker turns on me. And then he fucking uses his ability. He knights me. He kills me. And then you know what this motherfucker wants to say? He says, there's no fucking friends in this industry. So I let him have it. I called him unhydrated. I called him maidenless. And I said something about, I bet you, whatever industry he's in, I don't want to be, or whatever industry they're in, I don't want to be involved because they sit down air stank. So I got a little bit venomous today. But I pulled it back. It's raining out. I'm healing. All right, I got my window open. I'm healing. I'm past that point of toxicity and aggression, and I'm better now. Pinky's out. I'm not gonna say I'm fully healed. I'm not gonna say I am a fully healed man, but I'm better than I was a couple hours ago. You know, it's raining. It's got thunderstorms on and off. Also, by the way, this stream might cut off abruptly because of the storm outside. So if that happens, you know what's up. But listen, Pinky's out. We're going to get into it. We're going to get right into the reading. Last time when I was reading, I got a little upset. Which is fair. You know what I mean? Like, it's a fair fucking thing. I got a little bit upset because, you know, Wait, what? No. Wait, no. We were on page 50. Yeah, we're on this one. Right? Yeah, we're on page 51. I wrote that shit down. What's up, Stan? How you doing? Yeah, I wrote that shit down. I wrote it on a piece of paper that we're on page 51. So we're going to get back into it. We're for anybody that is new here, we are reading The Fourth Wing. And my name is Munstie, and I don't know how to read and I don't know how to write. So welcome to Jackass. Sit down, get yourself a drink. Let's have a good time. Pinky's out, and let's do some fun stuff. And by fun stuff, I mean you get to watch me make a fool of myself by reading out loud and trying to say words that I probably have I ain't got the IQ to be saying. But we're trying. We're trying. That's all that matters, baby. That's all that matters. That's all that matters, right? Is like, yeah, sure. You know what? Somebody could come in here and be like, oh, yeah, you suck at reading. Bitch, at least I'm reading. At least I'm motherfucking reading out loud. Bitch, what the fuck you doing with your mouth? Don't answer that. Don't answer that. Because if you come in here with that energy today, I'm going to tell you what you do with your mouth. And you know what? Honestly, I don't be coming down to your job at the glory hole and knocking on the wall, telling you how to work your pole. Don't come in here telling me how to use my mouth. Okay? That's it. That's all I want to say. That's the energy I'm putting out there today is I don't go to your place of employment and tell you how to do things with your mouth. So don't come here and tell me how to use my mouth. That's it. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. So we're going to get into it. We're going to get into it. I will say this. Last time we did enter a flow state. We were fucking killing it. This time, I do want to try to get to chapter 2. Maybe even chapter 3, depending on how I feel. I'm feeling pretty good right now. But if I start fucking getting pissed off because I'm stumbling over my words and I don't know how to pronounce something, that might change. But we definitely want to get to chapter 2. That's the bare minimum tonight. Chapter 2. All right, let me sit up. Let me work the jitters out because I'm nervous. You know what I mean? It takes a little bit of what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say charm, I don't want to say confidence, but you know, to get on here and read like this when I know that I'm not a very good reader, it tests me. It puts me out of my comfort zone and it makes me learn. That's how I learn, by doing things. So, you know, if anybody needs a little takeaway from these streams, baby, just don't be afraid to do something. Don't let, you know, fear and or lack of knowledge hold you back from pursuing your interest in something. Now, I'm not going to say, you know, don't do your research and get well equipped with the thing that you want to do, but never let it stop you from being curious. That shit dumb. Never let fear stop you from being curious. That was good. All right. Here we go, baby. Woo, I'm nervous. Hopefully I sound good. Hopefully everything looks good. All that kind of stuff. You fought at Strathmore. The rider behind the desk with awe. Oh my God, here we go again. I'm getting too ahead of myself. I gotta slow down. The rider behind the desk says with awe, they gave you the order of the Talon for taking that battery behind enemy lines. The snickering stops. As I was saying, Mira puts a hand at the small of my back. This is my sister Violet. You know the way. The captain nods and points to the open door into the turret. It looks ominously dark in there, and I fight the urge to run like hell. I know the way. She assures him, leading me past the table so that the snickering assholes behind me can sign the roll. Excuse me. We pause at the doorway and turn towards each other. Don't die, Violet. I'd hate to be the only child. She grins and walks away, sauntering past the line of gawking candidates as the word spreads of exactly who she is and what she's done. Tough to live up to that, the woman ahead of me says from just inside the tower. It is. I agree. Gripping the straps of my rucksack and heading into the darkness. My eyes adjust quickly to the dim light coming in through the equidistant windows along the curved staircase. Sorengale, as in the woman asked, looking over her shoulder as she began to climb the hundreds of stairs that led to our possible deaths. Yep, there's a railing. There's no railing, so I keep my hand on the stone wall as we rise higher and higher. The general, the blonde guy ahead of us asked, the same one, I offered. I answered, offer him a quick smile. Anyone whose mother holds on that tight can't be that bad, right? Oh, excuse me. Wow, nice leathers too, he smiles back. Thanks, they're courtesy of my sister. I wonder how many candidates have fallen off the edge of the steps and died before they even reach the parapet. The woman says, glancing down the center of the staircase as we climb higher. 2 last year. I tilt my head when she glances back. Well, 3, if you count the girl one of the guys landed on. Oh, wow, what the fuck? It's crazy. The woman's brown eyes flare as she turns back around and keeps climbing. How many steps are there? She asked. 250, I answered as we climb in silence for another 5 minutes. Not too bad, she says with a bright smile as we near the top. The line comes to a halt. I'm Riona Matheson's, by the way. Mathesis? I think that's the word. I think that's how you pronounce that. Yeah, Mathesis, by the way. I am Riona. Rihanna? Okay, whatever. Mathesis, by the way. We're fucking continue going on. By the way, Dylan, the blonde guy, responds with an enthusiastic wave. Violet, I gave them a tense smile of my own, blatantly ignoring Mira's earlier suggestion that I avoid friendship and only forge alliances. I feel like I've been waiting my entire life for this day. Dylan shifts his pack on his back. Can you believe we actually get to do this? It's a dream come true, right? Naturally, every other candidate but me is excited to be here. This is the only quadrant at the Bazagaith. Bazgaith. I am learning Bazgaith. Listen, I gotta say it a few times. Because that feels right coming off my tongue, baby. Bazgaith doesn't accept conscripts. Only volunteers. I can't fucking wait. Rihanna's smile widens. I mean, who wouldn't want to ride a dragon? Me? Not that it doesn't sound funny in theory. It does. It's just the abhorrent odds of surviving to graduation that sours my stomach. Do your parents approve? Dylan asked. Because my mom's been begging me to change my mind for months. I keep telling her that I have a better chance for advancement as a rider, but she wanted me to enter the healer quadrant. Mine always knew I wanted this, so they've been pretty supportive. Besides, they have my twin to dote on. Rygon's already living her dream, married and expecting a baby. Rihanna glances back to me. What about you? Let me guess. With a name like Sorngale, I bet you're the first to volunteer this year. I was more like voluntold. My answer is far less enthusiastic than hers. Gotcha. And riders do get way better perks than other officers, I say to Dylan as the line moves forward again. The snickering candidate behind me catches up, sweating and red. Look who isn't snickering now. Better pay, more leniency with the uniform policy. I continue. No one gives a shit what riders wear as long as it's black. The only rule that applies to riders are the ones I've memorized from the codex. And the right to call yourself a supreme badass. That's what the fuck we're talking about. We are bad bitches aligned here. Rihanna adds, that too, I agree. Pretty sure that they issue you an ego with your flight leathers. Okay, we got this. Plus, I've heard that riders are allowed to marry sooner than the other quadrant, Dylan adds. Right. True. Right after graduation, if we survive. I think it has something to do with wanting to continue the bloodlines. Most successful riders are legacies. Or because we tend to die sooner than the other quadrants. Rihanna mushes. Yeah, that's true. I'm not dying. Dylan says way more confident with way more confidence than I feel as he tugs a necklace from under his tunic to reveal a ring dangling from the chain. She said it would be bad luck to propose before I left, so we're waiting until graduation. He kisses the ring and tucks the chain back under his collar. The next 3 years are going to be long ones, but they'll be worth it. I kept my side of myself, though that might be the most romantic thing I've ever heard. Get it, Dylan. Get it, motherfucking Dylan. You might make it across the parapet. The guy behind us sneers. This one is a breeze away from the bottom of the ravine. I roll my eyes. Shut up and focus on yourself, Rihanna snaps, her feet clicking against the stone as we climb. The top comes into sight, the doorway full of muddled light. Mira was right. These clouds are going to wreak havoc on us, and we have to be on the other side of the parapet before they do. Another step, another tap of Riona's feet. Let me see your boots, I ask quietly so the jerk behind me can't hear. Her brow puckers, and confusion fills her brown eyes, but she shows me the soles. They're smooth, just like the ones I was wearing earlier. My stomach sinks like a rock. The line starts moving again, pausing when we're only a few feet from the opening. What size are your feet? I ask. What? Yona blinks at me. Your feet. What size are they? 8. She answers, 2 lines forming between her brows. I'm a 7, I say quickly. It will hurt like hell, but I want you to take my left boot. Trade with me. I have a dagger in the right one. I'm sorry. She looks at me like I've lost my mind, and maybe I have. These are rider boots. They'll grip the stone better. Your toes will be scrunched and generally miserable, but at least you'll have a shot at not falling off if the rain hits. And that, just like, that's my calling card. I don't think y'all heard that, but the thunder is starting to fucking come down. It's a good sign for reading tonight. Riona glances towards the open door and the darkening sky, then back to me. You're willing to trade a boot? Just until we get to the other side. I look through the open door. 3 candidates are already walking across the parapet, their arms stretched out wide. But we have to be quick. It's almost our turn. Riona pushes her lips in debate for a few seconds, then agrees. We swap left boots. I barely finish lacing up before the line moves again, and the guy behind me shoves my lower back, sending me staggering onto the platform and into the open air. Let's go. Some of us have things to do on the other side. His voice grates on my last freaking nerve. You are not worth the effort right now, I muttered, gaining my balance as the wind whips at my skin. The midsummer morning thick with humidity. Good call on the braid, Mira. The top of the turret is bare. The serralations? What the fuck? That's a god damn. Serralations of stone rising and falling along the circular structure at the height of my chest and doing nothing to obscure the view. The ravine and its river below suddenly feel very, very far. How many wagons do they have waiting down there? 5, 6? I know the stats. The parapet claims roughly 15% of the rider candidates. Every trial in the quadrant, including this one, is designed to test a candidate's ability to ride. If anybody can't manage to walk the windy length of the slime stone bridge, then they sure as hell can't keep their balance and fight on the back of a dragon. Nice. And as for the death rate, I guess every other rider thinks the risk is worth the glory, or has the arrogance to say they won't fall. I'm not in either camp. Nausea hits me, holding my stomach. I breathe in through my nose and out of my mouth as I walk the edge behind Riona and Dylan. My fingers skim the stonework as we wind our way towards the parapet. 3 riders wait at the entrance, which is nothing more than a gaping hole in the wall of the turret. One with ripped up off sleeves records names as candidates step out into the treacherous crossing. Another who's shaved all his hair with the expectation of a strip down the center, instructs Dylan as he moves into position, patting his chest like the ring hidden there will bring him luck. I hope it does. The third turn in my direction, and my heart simply stops. He's tall, with wind-blown black hair and dark brows. The line of his jaw is strong and covered by warm, thorny skin and dark stubble. And when he folds his arms across his torso, the muscles in his chest and arms ripple, moving in a way that makes me swallow. And his eyes are the shade of gold flecked onyx. The contrast is startling, jaw-dropping even. Everything about him is. His features are so harsh and they look carved, and yet they're astonishingly perfect. Like an artist worked a lifetime sculpting him. At least a year of that was spent on his mouth. He's the most exquisite man I've ever seen. And living in the war college means I've seen a lot of men. With the diagonal scar that besets his left eyebrow and marks the top corner of his cheek, only makes him hotter. Oh shit! Violet out here finding interest in men. Oh my god. Oh my god. She's like, yeah, listen, I might not even make it off the parapet. Fuck, I didn't even think I would make up the stairs. So like, I'm gonna enjoy men. That's how I live my life. I want to enjoy men too. Okay. Flaming hot, scorching hot. Gets you into trouble, and you look it level of hot, and you like it level of hot. Suddenly, I can't remember exactly why Mira told me not to fuck around outside my year group. That's my girl. That's my girl. Listen, we gonna fuck. We too grown for this. We getting older and older. We gonna fuck. That's it. That's the name of the game. Okay. See you two on the other side, Dylan says over his shoulder with an excited grin before stepping onto the parapet, his arms spread wide. Ready for the next one, Ryerson? The rider with the ripped sleeve says, Zayden Ryerson. Again, I learn. Zayden Ryerson. I want to put some motherfucking respect on that because it was a hang up last time we read this book. Zayden Ryerson. Boom! That's what the fuck we're talking about. You ready for this, Sorengale? Riona asks, moving forward. The black-haired rider snaps his gaze to mine, turning fully toward me, and my heart thunders for all the wrong reasons. A rebellion relic, carved in dips and swirls, starts at his bare left wrist, then disappears under his black uniform to appear again at his collar, when it stretches and swirls up his neck, stopping at his jawline. Oh shit, I whisper, his eyes narrow as if he can hear me over the howl of the wind that rips at my secured braid. Sorengale, he steps forward and I look up and up. Good gods, I don't even reach his collarbone. He's massive. He has to be more than 4 inches over 6 feet tall. I feel exactly what Mira called me, fragile. But I nod once, and the shining onyx of his eyes transforms to cold, unadulterated hatred. Oh my god. Are we doing a little bit of, are we fucking the enemies here? Is this what this book is about? I didn't know that this was what the book was about, man. I might get a little bit hot under the collar here. I can almost taste the loafing wafting off him like a bitter cologne. Violet, Riona asks, moving forward. Your General Scarndale's youngest. His voice is deep and impostery. You're Fen Ryerson's son, I countered. And certainly of this revelation settling in my bones, I lift my chin and do my best to lock every muscle in my body so I don't start trembling. He will kill you the second he finds out who you are. Mira's words bounce around my skull. Fear knots in my throat. He's going to throw you over the edge. He's going to pick you up and drop you right off this turret. I'm never going to get the chance to even walk the parapet. I'll die being exactly what my mother always danced around calling me. Weak. Zayden sucks in a deep breath and the muscles in his jaw flexes. Once. Twice. Your mother captured my father and oversaw his execution. Wait. Like he was the only right to hate. Wait. Like he has the only right to hatred here? Rage races through my veins. Your father killed my older brother. Seems like we're even. Hardly. His glaring gaze strokes over me like he's memorizing every detail or looking for any weakness. Your sister is a rider. Guess that explains the leathers. Guess so. I hold his glare. As if winning this staring competition will gain me entrance to the quadrant instead of crossing the parapet behind him. Oh, shit. Either way, I'm getting across. Mira isn't going to lose both her siblings. His hands clutch into fists as he tenses. I prepare for the strike. He might throw me off this tower, but I won't make it easy for him. You all right? Riona asks, her gaze jumping between Zayden and me. He glances at her. We're friends? You're friends? We met on the stairs, she says, squaring her shoulders. He looks down, noting our mismatched shoes and arches a brow, his hands relaxing. His hands relax. Interesting. Are you going to kill me? I lift my chin another inch. His gaze clashes with mine as the sky opens and rain falls in a deluge soaking my hair, my leathers, and the stone around us in seconds. A scream rends the air, and Riona and I both jerk our attention to the parapet just in time to see Dylan slip. No! Not Dylan, dog! No! No! Dylan, brother! You can't do this to me, book! Dude, Dylan was so fucking excited. He was gonna go be a rider, and then he was gonna fucking become a rider and go fucking ask his girl to marry him, and he was gonna come back with the money, the standing, and the motherfucking bitches, baby. But minus the bitches, and he just wanted his girl. I don't want to read anymore, man. I don't want to read anymore. I think I'm done there. Dylan done fucking did it. I don't want to see Dylan get done in. Fuck, man. Fuck. Dylan, you can't do this to me. All right. He catches himself, hooking his arms over the stone bridge as his feet kick beneath him, scrambling for a purchase that isn't there. Pull yourself up, Dylan, Riona shouts. Oh, gods. My hand flies to cover my mouth, but he loosens his grip on the No! On the water slick stone and falls. Oh my god, Dylan. Dylan's dead. Dylan's dead. Oh my god, Dylan's dead. Dylan's dead. He's gone. He's gone. How could you do that to me? All Dylan wanted was to become a rider for the stance, for the money, so that he can go home and ask the baddest witch of women to marry him. And you're telling me he's gone? Fuck, man. Disappearing from view, the wind and the rain steal any sound of his body might make in the valley below. They steal the sound of my muffled cry too. Zayden never takes his eyes from me, watching silently with a look I can't interpret as I bring my horrified gaze back to his. What do you mean? What is going on? All right, let me give you the lowdown. All right, we're going up to this parapet. Violet, our main character so far, met two friends, Riona and Dylan. Dylan was a dude. He wanted to become a rider, and he had a ring around his neck. He was gonna go. He said he was gonna marry his sweetheart, but his sweetheart said, "Listen, it's bad luck to propose to me before you become a rider." So she let him wear the ring. Anyway, fast forward to what the fuck we're reading right now. Dylan's dead. That's it. Dylan's dead. Dylan's gone. Bye-bye, Dylan. It's fucking gone. Wiped from the fucking face of the earth. Not even a splash. Not even a sunder of his body hitting the stone. Nothing. Dylan's dead. And that makes me sad. Because Dylan had a plan. Dylan wanted to become a rider to better his life so that he may marry the goddess of his living. And this motherfucker's dead. We drink to Dylan. Pinky's out. We drink to Dylan. God, man. That's what overconfidence gets you. You know, he was confident with his ability, but you know, it's just maybe he was a little overconfident. You know, that there has to be an understanding in every being. You can be overly confident and you can be confident, but you also have to have an understanding in yourself that maybe this just isn't for me. You write better than Rebecca Yaros? Oh, fuck no. What are you talking about? I don't even know how to write. What you mean, girl? What you mean? One step at a time. We're trying to read, and then we can learn to write. Maybe we'll do some writing on stream when we figure out how to read. You should read Water for Elephants here. We will. We will. That is an opportune thing. The goal is every Wednesday I want to rotate books out. So I want to get to chapter 2, hopefully chapter 3 in this book, and then I want to start Water for Elephants next Wednesday. That is the goal, is to cycle both books out. So that way we're keeping it fresh, we're keeping it wacky on a Wednesday. You hear what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying? You understand what I'm putting down there? I'm not lying to anybody. I'm not lying to anybody, Big Pal. In fact, I'm being very honest, and I'm trying to further my career in my intelligence and learning how to read. That's why we're here. That's why we're doing these things. Oh, okay. Why would I waste my energy killing you when the parapet will do it for me? A wicked smile curves his lips. Your turn. Shit. Oh, shit. We're on chapter 2, baby. We're on chapter 2. We're on chapter 2, baby. We're on chapter 2. We're trying to get to chapter 3. We're trying to get to chapter 3. And I'm doing pretty good today. The words that really got me fucked up last week, I've learned. And I'm putting my best foot forward. How did we meet? We met in an online space. Not everybody needs to know the details of everything, Big Pal. Not everybody needs to know thy business fully. Okay? We met in an environment, in a world where we make characters and we craft worlds. That's where we met. That's it. That's all I'm going to say on the matter. And I'm going to still drink the Dylan, by the way. Fucking pinkies out, Dylan. No, not writing, creating. It's a world of creating. I didn't write shit. You know? It just happens. It just happens. Oh, fuck me, man. I will say this. It is really nice out. I got my window open. The rain has been on and off. You're ashamed of how you met me? I'm going on a scroll. Go on a scroll. I'm not ashamed of anything. I just think that not everybody has to know the greater details of how we exist. That's it. There has to be some mystery. There's got to be some mystery. Get the fuck out of here. Go scroll. Get on out of here. Skaboosh. Boosh, get on out. Go. Go on your little merry man fucking scroll. Get on out of here, because I got reading to do. Yeah, damn. Chapter 2. I'm patting myself on the back for this one. Chapter 2. Yeah. I will not die today. The words became my mantra. Repeating in my head as Riona gives her name to the rider, keeping tally at the opening of the parapet. The hatred in Zayden's stare burns the side of my face like a palpable flame, and when the rain pelting my skin, and even the rain pelting my skin with each gust of wind doesn't ease the heat, or the shivering of the dread that jolts down my spine. Dylan is dead. He's just a name, another soon-to-be stone in the endless graveyard that lines the roads of Bazagath. Bazgayath. Bitch, I done said it correct. Bazgayath. Another warning to the ambitious candidates who would rather change their lives with the riders. Would rather chance their lives with the riders than choose the security of any other quadrant. I get it now. Why Mira warned me not to make friends. Riona grips both sides of the opening in the turret, then looks over her shoulder at me. I'll wait for you on the other side. She shouts over the storm. The fear in her eyes mirrors my own. I'll see you on the other side. I nod and even manage a grimace of a smile. She steps out onto the parapet and begins walking. And even though I'm sure his hands are full today, I send up a silent prayer that Zainal, the god of luck, name, the rider at the edge asks as his partner holds a cloak over the scroll in a pointless attempt to keep the paper dry. Violet Sorengale, I answer as the thunder cracks above me, the sound oddly comforting. I've always loved the nights where the storms beat against the fortress windows, both illuminating and throwing shadows over the books I curled up with. Though with this downpour might cost me my life. With a quick glance, I see Dylan and Rihanna's names already blurring at the end where the water has met ink. It's the last time Dylan's name will be written anywhere but his stone. Fuck, man. Dylan, dog. Dylan. There will be another roll at the end of the parapet, so the scribes have their beloved statistics for casualties. In another life, it would be me reading and recording the data for historical analysis. I had to say the bigger word before. Don't question it. Don't question it. Sorengale, the writer looks up, his eyebrows raised in surprise, as in General Sorengale, the same. Damn, that's already getting old. And I know it's going to get worse. There's no avoiding the comparison to my mother, not when she's the commander here. Even worse, they probably think I'm a naturally gifted rider like Mira, or a brilliant strategist like Brennan. Like Brennan was. Excuse me. Or they'll take one look at me, realize I'm nothing like the three of them, and declare open season. I place my hands on either side of the turret and drag my fingertips across the stone. It's still warm from the morning sun, but rapidly cooling from the rain, slick but not slippery from the moss growth or anything. Ahead of me, Riona is making her way across, her hands out for bounce. She's probably a fourth of the way, her figure becoming blurrier the further she walks into the rain. I thought she only had one daughter, the other rider asked, angling the cloak as another gust of wind blows into us. If it's this windy here in my bottom half, sheltered by the turret, then I'm about to be in the world of hurt on the parapet. I get that a lot. In through my nose, out through my mouth. I force my breathing to calm, my heart rate too slow from its gallop. If I panic, I'll die. If I slip, I'll die. Oh, fuck it. There's nothing more I can do to prepare for this. I take the lone step up onto the parapet and grip the stone wall as another gust hits, knocking me sideways against the opening in the turret. And you think you'll be able to ride? The asshole candidate behind me mocks. Some Sorengale with that kind of bounce, I pity whatever wing you end up in. I regain my bounce and I yank the straps of my pack tighter. Name, the rider asks, but I know he's not talking to me. Jack Barlow, the one behind me answers. Remember the name. I'm going to be a wing leader one day. When even his voice reeks of arrogance. You better get going, Sorengale, Zayden's deep voice orders. I look over my shoulder and I see him pinning me with a glare. Unless you need a little motivation, Jack lunges forward, his hands raising. Holy shit, he's going to shove me off. Oh, fuck. Fear shoots through my veins and I move, leaving the safety of the turret as I bolt onto the parapet. There's no going back. My heart beats so fast that I hear it in my ears like a drum. Keep your eyes on the stone ahead of you and don't look down. Mira's advice echoes in my head, but it's hard to heed it when every step could be my last. I throw my arms out for bounce and then take the measured mini strides as I practice with Major Gilstead in the courtyard. But with the wind, the rain, and the 200-foot drop, this is nothing like practice. The stones beneath my feet are uneven in places, held together by mortar in the joints, and that make it easy to trip. And I concentrate on the path ahead of me to keep my eyes off my boots. My muscles are tight, and I lock my center for gravity, keeping my posture upright. My head swims as my pulse skyrockets. Calm. I have to stay calm. I can't carry a tune or even decently hum, so I sing. So singing for a distraction is out. But I am a scholar. There's nowhere as calming as the archives. So that's what I think of. Facts, logic, history. Your mind already knows the answers, so just calm down and let it remember. That's what my dad always told me. I need something to keep the logical side of my brain from turning around and walking straight back to the turret. The continent is home of 2 kingdoms, and we've been at war for 400 years, I recite, using the basic, simple data that has been drilled into me for easy recall and preparation for the scribe's test. Step after step, I make my way across the parapet. Navarre, my home, is the larger kingdom, with 6 unique provinces. Tirander, our southernmost and largest province, shares its border with the province of Provella. Within the Poromil kingdom. Okay, now we're getting into some fuck shit now, okay? Each word calms my breathing and steadies my heart rate, lessening the dizziness. To our east lie the remaining 2 prominent provinces of Bravik and Sijinzi, with the Espen Mountains providing a natural border. I pass the painted line that marks halfway. I'm over the highest point now, and I can't think about that. Don't look down. Beyond Crovella, beyond our enemy, lie the distant barrens, a desert. Thunder cracks. The wind slams into me, and I flail my arms. Shit. My body sways left with the gale, and I drop to the parapet, holding onto the edge and crouching so I don't lose my footing, making myself as small as possible as the wind howls over and around me. Stomach churning. I feel my lungs threaten to hyperventilate as a panic seizes me at knife point. Within Navarre, Trinrender was the last of the bordering provinces to join the alliance and swear fealty to King Reginald. I shout into the hailing winds, forcing my mind to keep moving against the very real threat of paralyzing anxiety. It was also the only province to attempt secession 627 years later, which would have evidently left our kingdom defenseless had that been successful. Riona is still ahead of me. At what I think is the 3/4 point. God, she deserves to make it. She does. The kingdom of Pornell mainly consists of arable plains and marshlands, and is known for exponential textiles, endless fields of grain, and unique crystallizing gems capable of amplifying minor magics. I spare only a quick glance at the dark clouds above me before inching forward, one foot carefully placed in front of the other. In contrast, Navarre's mountainous regions offer an abundance in ore, hardy timbers from our eastern provinces, and limitless deer and elk. My next step knocks a couple of pieces of mortar loose, and I pause as my arms wobble until I regain my balance. I swallow and test my weight before moving forward again. The trade agreement of Resin, signed more than 200 years ago, ensures the exchange of meat and lumber from Naviri for the cloth and the agriculture within the Parliament 4 times a year at the, oh my god, at Benioth outpost on the border of Vela and Tirender. Oh my god, we're getting into some fucking words now. God, we're getting into some fucking words now. Alright. I can see the rider's quadrant from here. The enormous stone footing of the citadel rise up and up the mountain to the base of the structure, where I know this path ends if I can just get there. Scraping the rain from my face with the leather on my shoulder, I glance back to see where Jack is. What's up, Shauna? How you doing? How are you doing? Hopefully you're having a good day. Hopefully you're feeling better too, because I know you were a little bit feeling icky the other day. He stalled at just after the quarter mark, his stocky form standing still, like he's waiting for something. His hands are at his sides. The wind seems to have no effect on his balance. Lucky bastard. I swear he's grinning across the distance, but it could just be the rain in my eyes. I can't stay here. Living to see the sunrise means I have to keep moving. Fear can't rule my body. Squeezing the muscles of my legs together for balance, I slowly let go of the stone beneath me and stand. Arms out. Walk. I need to get as far as possible before the next gust of wind. I look back over my shoulder to see where Jack is. My blood chills to ice. He's turned his back on me and is facing the next candidate, who wobbles dangerously as he approaches. Jack grabs the gangly boy by the straps of his oversized rucksack, and I watch, shock, locking my muscles. As Jack, what the fuck, Jack? Jack throws the scrawny candidate from the parapet like a sack of grain. They ain't fucking around, girl. You gotta run. You gotta run, Violet. You gotta get the fuck out of there. You gotta get the fuck out of there. Jack's coming for your ass. Get the fuck on, girl. A scream reaches my ears for an instant before fading as he falls out of sight. Holy shit. You're next, Sorengale. Jack bellows, and I jerk my gaze from the ravine to see him pointing at me, a sinister smile curving his mouth. Then he comes for me, his strides eating up the distance between us with a horrifying speed. Move now. Tirender encompasses the southwest of the continent. I recite my steps even, but panicked on the slick, narrow path. My left foot slipped a little at the beginning of each step, made up of hostile mountainous terrain and bordered by the Emerald Sea to the west and the Arctic Ocean to the south. Tirender is nearly impenetrable, though separated geographically by the cliffs of Darlar, a natural protective barrier. Another gust slams into me, and my foot slips off the parapet. My heart lunges. The parapet rushes up to meet me as I stumble and fall. My knee slams onto the stone, and I yelp at the sharp bite of pain. My hands scramble for purchase as my left leg dangles off the edge of this bridge from hell. Jack, not far behind now, and then I make the gut-twisting error of looking. Oh my god, Violet. Oh my god, Violet. Water runs off my nose and chin, spattering across the stone before falling to join the river and rushing through the valley more than 200 feet below. I swallow the growing knot in my throat and blink, fighting to steady my heart rate. I will not die today. Gripping the sides of the stone, I brace as much of my weight as I can, trust on the slick stone to hold and swing my left leg up. The ball of my foot finds the walkway. From here, there aren't enough facts in the world to steady my thoughts. I need to get my right foot under me, the one that has better traction. But one wrong move and I'll find out just how cold the river is beneath me. You'll be dead on impact. I'm coming for you, Storngale. I hear from behind me. I shove off the stone and pray my boots find the pathway as I burst to my feet. If I fall, fine. That would be my error. but I'm not about to let this asshole murder me. Best to get to the other side where the rest of the murderers wait. True. That's true. Lead the murderer to the other murderers. You know what I'm saying? Not that everyone in the quadrant is going to try to kill me, just the cadets who think I'll be a liability to the wing. There's a reason strength is revered among riders. A squad, a section, a wing is only as effective as its weakest link. And if that link breaks, it puts everybody in danger. Jack either thinks I'm the link or he's an unstable asshole who just enjoys killing. Probably both. Either way, I need to move faster. Throwing my arms out to the side, I focus on the end of the path in the courtyard of the Citadel. Oriona steps to safety and I hustle despite the rain. I keep my body tight, my center locked, and for once I am grateful I'm shorter than most. Will you scream the whole way down? Jack mocks, still shouting, but his voice is closer. He's gaining on me. There's no room for fear, so I block it out. Envisioning shoving the emotions behind locked iron bars in my mind, I can see the end of the parapet now. The riders who wait at the entrance of the Citadel. There's no way someone can even carry a full rucksack past the exam entrance. You're a mistake, Sorengale, Jack calls out, his voice clearer. But I don't chance losing my speed to check how far he is behind me. It's really for the best that I take you out now, don't you think? It's so much more merciful than letting the dragons have at you. They'll start to eat your leg by rickety leg while you're still alive. Come on. What the fuck word is that? He cajoles. It will be my pleasure to help you out. The fuck you will, I mutter. That's my fucking language right there. The fuck you will. That's the type of shit that I like to bring to the table. I mutter. There are only a dozen feet left to the outside of the Citadel's enormous walls. My left foot slips and I wobble, but I only lose a heartbeat before I'm moving forward again. The fortress looms behind those thick battlements carved into the mountain in an L-shaped formation of the tall stone buildings built to withstand fire for obvious reasons. The walls that surround the Citadel's courtyard are 10 feet thick and 8 feet tall, with one opening, and I'm just about there. I bite back a sob of relief as stones rise up on both sides of me. You think you'll be safe in there? Jack's voice is harsh and close. Secure on both sides by the walls, I run the last 10 feet, my heart pounding as adrenaline pushes my body into its max, and his footsteps charge behind me. He lunges for my pack and misses, his hands hitting my hip as we reach the edge. I hurtle forward, jumping the 12 inches off the elevated parapet down to the courtyard where two riders wait. Jack roars in frustration, and the sound grips my heaving chest like a vice. Spinning, I rip a dagger from its sheath at my ribs just as Jack skids to a halt above me on the parapet, his breath choppy and his face ruddy. Murder is intense in his narrowed, glacial blue eyes as he glances down at me, and where my tip of my dagger now indents the fabric of his breeches. Against his ball. Oh, she's about to castrate this motherfucker. I think I'll be safe right now. I managed between ragged breaths. My muscles trembled, but my hands more than steady. Will you? Jack vibrates with rage, his thick blonde brow slashing down over his Arctic blue eyes. Every line of his monstrous frame leaning my way, but he doesn't take another step. It is unlawful for a rider to cause another harm while in the quadrant, formation, or in the supervisory presence of a superior ranking cadet. I recite from the codex, my heartbeat still in my throat, as it will diminish the efficacy of the wing. And given the crowd behind us, I think it's clear to agree that it's a formation. Article 3, section, I don't give a shit. He moves, and I hold my ground, and my dagger slices through the first layer of his breeches. I suggest you reconsider. I adjust my stance just in case he doesn't. I might slip. Name. The rider next to me drawls, as if we're the least interesting thing she's seen today. I glance in her direction for a millisecond. She pushes the chin-length red fire strand of her hair behind her ear with one hand and holds the roll with the other. Watching the scene play out, the 3 silver 4-point stars embodied on her shoulder of her cloak tells me she's a 3rd year. You're pretty small for a rider, but it looks like you made it. Violet Sorengale, I answer, but 100% of my focus is on Jack again. The rain drips off the lowered ridge of his brow. And before you ask, yes, I'm that Sorengale. Not surprised with that maneuver, the woman says, holding a pen like Mom uses over the roll. It might be the nicest compliment I've ever been given. And what's your name? She asks again. Pretty sure she's asking Jack, but I'm too busy studying my opponent to glance her way. Jack Barlow. There's no sinister little smile on his lips or playful taunts about how he'll enjoy killing me now. There's nothing but pure malice in his features, promising retribution. A chill of appreciation lifts the hairs on my neck. Well, Jack, the male rider on my right says slowly, scratching the thin lines of his dark goatee. He's not wearing a cloak, and the rain soaks into the bevy of patches stitched into the worn leather jacket. Cadet Sorengale has you by the actual balls here, in more ways than one. She's right. Reg states that there's nothing but respect among riders at formation. You want to kill her, you'll have to do it in the sparring ring or on your own time. That is, if she decides to let you off the parapet. Because technically, you're not on the grounds yet. So you are not a cadet. She is. Oh! I like this man. I like goatee man. Dude, he's like straight facts of the matter. Technically, you ain't shit, homie. She gonna chop you up from fucking stem to lips. Oh, we like that. We like that. And if I decide to snap her neck the second I step down, Jack growls and I look in his eyes, says he'll do it. Then you'll get to meet the dragons early, the redhead answers, her tone bland. We don't wait for trials around here. We just execute. What's it going to be, Sorengale? The male rider asked. You going to have Jack here start as a eunuch? Shit. What is it going to be? I can't kill him, not at this angle. And slicing off his balls is only going to make him hate me more, if possible. Are you going to follow the rules? I asked Jack. My head is buzzing and my arms feel so damn heavy, but I keep my knife on target. Guess I don't have a choice. A corner of his mouth tilts into a sneer and his posture relaxes as he raises his hand, palms out. I lower my dagger, but keep it palmed and ready as I move sideways toward the redhead keeping roll. Jack steps down into the courtyard, his shoulders knocking mine as he walks by and pauses to lean in close. You're dead, Sorengale. I'm going to be the one to kill you. Damn! What the fuck, man? Let's do a quick little recap. First of all, rip Dylan. Rip Dylan. Rip fucking Dylan. Dylan tried. Dylan really came out and he really experimented and he really fucking tried. I can't be mad at him. I cannot be mad at him. I only have so much empathy and love for what how Dylan was moving, right? Rip Dylan. Violet's a little bit of a badass. Violet's a little bit of that bitch, respectfully. You know what I mean? She out here doing that thing. Zayden's a cool motherfucker. He's a cool motherfucker. But Jack Barlow? Jack motherfucking Barlow? I hope a dragon eats him. I'm talking one swallow, baby. I don't want that bullshit eating him when alive. I want a big old dragon just to come and fucking swallow that motherfucker whole. Hate Jack Barlow. Hate Jack Barlow. But listen, Thank you so much for joining me for the Wednesday. The goal was to get to chapter 3, and we did. We did get to chapter 3. I think next Wednesday we are going to start a Water for Elephants. Like I was telling Big Pal, I kind of want to use, like, we'll do the fourth wing on one Wednesday, on another Wednesday we'll do Water for Elephants, and we'll kind of just, you know, back and forth. Because reading 2 books simultaneously seems more profitable for my learning adventures than not. And that's all I got to say. That's all I got to say. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. It is time for me to bid adieu. I am an old man, but y'all be blessed, stay hydrated, and I will see you. Bye-bye. Let me end the stream there. Listen, y'all stay blessed, stay hydrated, and I will see you. Bye-bye.